our commandments. New mercies every day, that's what the scriptures say. But that doesn't mean continue to live this way. A righteous man falls down and gets back up again. But the wicked shall fall again and again. You know you got to keep God's commandments. Keep my commandments, that's what he said. Do what's right, or you'll be fighting for your life. God's commandments is the whole duty of man. It's the whole duty of man. New mercies fall upon us every day. That's what the scriptures say. But that doesn't mean that we can continue to live our lives this way. That's what he said. Ye are children tossed to and fro by winds of false doctrine. That's where you go. 5%ers, Islam, Kemet, Christianity, or Christian insanity. Come back to your God, Israel, for it has been made manifest to us what is pleasing to our Elohim. Keep my commandments, that's what he said. Do what's right, or you'll be fighting for your life. God's commandments is the whole duty of man. It's the whole duty of man. I love y'all, Israel.
All right, shalom. Most High in Christ bless. I'm your brother Jacob Ben Israel.
And I'm Brother Roy Ben Israel.
And you finally said that after all this time. Today, we're going to do a topic that it's been a long time coming. Long time. Seen many debates on it, even one recently. Where the title of the class is "And They Shall Be One Flesh," but what we're really looking at is multiple wives. Is that is multiple wives okay, or is it something that the Lord just allowed to happen before He came and walked on the earth? You know, because people is fighting tooth and nail for it. I've even had to block people because I'm tired of hearing about it. Like if you're gonna do you can have multiple wives as a topic once a month, something wrong with you. I mean, to me that sounds like lust. We supposed to be trying to get into the kingdom itself, not worrying about how many wives or women we can have
In captivity.
Well,
I mean, just period. I mean, like that mindset in the current state we're in.
Right. You know, I had a conversation with a brother this week, you know, and he was saying that too. Like, you never see that while we were in captivity. But I'm going to show y'all a lot more. I'm going to show y'all a lot more today. The The name of the class is "And They Shall Be One Flesh." We're going to open up with Genesis chapter 2. So Genesis 1 is kind of broad. Matter of fact, give me Genesis 1 and 26.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
Right, so this is kind of like the outline of creation. But then in chapter 2, he goes into detail. I don't know why people can't figure that out. I mean, I know it does take time because the Bible is really deep. It takes time to understand all this stuff. So chapter 2, give me verse 7 first.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul.
So this man is talking about Adam. Adam was given the commandments, and the commandments is what made him a living soul. Adam was supposed to live forever. Had he not broken the commandments, he would have lived forever. Verse 18.
Verse 18. And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him.
Right. Now verse 21. So the Lord said he's going to make a helpmeet for him. Singular.
Verse 21. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof.
Go ahead.
And the rib, which the Lord God had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man.
You can put up the picture, Arya. And he brought the woman to the man. Yeah. No. He brought the woman into the man. There's two of them. There's one and there's two. Yeah. But the title's different.
And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man.
So the Lord took the rib from Adam and made him his woman, and he brought her unto the man. That's the process right there. Your wife is supposed to be given to you. Like the Lord gave Adam his wife, your wife is supposed to be given to you by her father, her brother, her uncle, whatever man is in charge over her in her life. That's why everything is so out of order today. What do the women do? What these girls do? They're going to pick somebody themselves, and they do all kinds of stuff with them. And maybe at some point you might meet the guy. Maybe at some point they're going to decide to marry him and then bring him to let the family meet him. And probably it's going to be she's going to take her to the women in the family and not the men. Only time they'll tell you about their boyfriend when he lay hands on them, when he do something. Verse 23 said, and Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. My flesh. Verse 24.
Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh.
They shall be one flesh. So one thing we're not going to get into today, because we're not going to have time, but there are all of these bad examples in the scriptures of men having multiple wives and the dysfunction that was in their family. You just look at our forefather Jacob. He had 2 wives and 2 concubines, and the disorder that was in that. You have all kinds of disorder. Number one, you have disorder in the women themselves, being jealous and wanting a man just for themselves, as it should be.
Even with the first wife that he was given, it was out of order from the
Right,
jump.
right. He was given it wrong.
So it's put him in a situation to be starting off like that.
Right. He worked. Oh, we're gonna touch on that. And he was giving her like you're supposed to be giving her, but the father. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. But you have all these bad examples. One of the worst examples, period, is our forefather David. You know, because you have some people will bring up, some of these brothers that believe in this, they'll bring up the fact that the Lord told David, I would have given you your master's wives. Okay, David had a bunch of wives, and then what? He had complete dysfunction. Complete dysfunction. Even amongst his children. You had the one, I know one wanted to kill the other one. It was just madness. It was complete dysfunction.
Because of what he did, what is it? I think he said the sword shall never leave that house or something.
Right, but that was because of the adultery. But he had stuff going on all the time anyway, because you got all these kids with different mothers, and they don't look at each other the same. Even though they siblings, they got the same father. But, oh, you're so-and-so's daughter, or you're so-and-so's son, your mother is so-and-so. And they always, it's always going to be some disorder because they're going to be looking at each other funny.
That's why your mama is serving.
Oh, yeah, he said, he did the little head shake and said, that's right, your mama's a servant. Yeah, you know you got all that kind of stuff going on. You know it. Anyway, what I got here. Give me the other one, and they shall be one flesh. Put that up. Roy, let's go to Genesis chapter 3. Put it up for about 15 seconds and then take it back down. Chapter 3 and verse 16.
The book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, and sorrow shalt thou eat of all the days of thy life.
Right. So everything was fine up until this point. This is where the man tricked Eve in the garden, and then she carried it to Adam. Now, Adam could have corrected her, and everything would have been fine. He was the ruler of the earth, but he went along with it. Like I think it's saying Ezra, he had that root of root of evil or root of wickedness in him, where he followed the woman. That stuff goes on to this very day, where he followed the woman. So what the Lord did right here in verse 16 and 17, punished the woman for what she did, and then punished Adam and the those that are made in the image of Adam. He punished them. That today would be us. That would be Israel. Verse 21.
Verse 21. Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord God make coats of skins and clothe them. And the Lord God said, behold, the man is become as one of us to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand, he take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever.
Right. So in verse 21, when he took coats of skins and clothed them, in order for you to get skin to clothe you, what do you have to do?
Kill that animal.
Yeah, you have to kill that animal. So this was when animal sacrifice was instituted for sin right here. That's what this is going into. As a matter of fact, we skipped a verse. Go back to Genesis 2 and verse 25. I gotta make this point.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 25. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed.
So when he brought Eve to Adam, and they were both naked and they were not ashamed. You shouldn't be ashamed if you standing in front of your husband or you standing in front of your wife naked. Anybody else, you should be ashamed. But not these women today. Not these young girls today. They start at an early age. They start from real young. They have them run around in little 2 pieces or 1 pieces. And then they following after their mothers. And they don't have any shame. And this type of stuff was going on back then. Y'all know Sirach 26.
Mm-hmm.
If she be shameless, supposed to get that out of them. So now animal sacrifice is instituted here, and the Lord's like, we got to kick him out of the garden. Can't let him get to the tree of life. It's too soon to get to the tree of life. Chapter 4 and verse 17.
The book of Genesis, chapter 4 and verse 17. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived, and bare Enoch. And he builded a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch.
Enoch. So, for those of you who don't know, Cain is the evil one that killed his brother. So this spirit of Satan, this spirit of evil and wickedness is abiding in Cain. Cain is a servant to this spirit. And now Cain knew his wife and had a son. And they made a city called Enoch. Verse 18.
And Enoch was born, and unto Enoch was born Irad. And Irad begat Mehujael. And Mehujael begat Methuselah. And Methuselah begat Lamech.
Lamech, right? Good.
And Lamech took unto him 2 wives. The name of the one was Adah, and the name of the other Zillah.
So Lamech, the first time you see anything about multiple wives is from Lamech. And who is he?
The evil son.
The son.
The son of the wicked. The son of the wicked. You don't hear nobody else having multiple wives. Go ahead.
And Adah bare Jabal, and he was the father of such as dwell in tents, and of such as have cattle.
All right, now jump down to then after this, Lamech goes and he kills some people. Verse 25.
Verse 25. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth for God. For God said, she hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew.
So God has appointed her another seed instead of to replace Abel, meaning a righteous seed. The wicked seed was Cain. Go ahead, verse 26.
And to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then begat men to call upon the name of the Lord.
Right, they began to be righteous in the earth. Right. Chapter 5. I just want verse 1 and 5, just to make a point.
The book of Genesis, chapter 5 and verse 1. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him.
So Adam was made in the likeness of God, and this particular lineage right here, this is where the sons of God come from.
Verse 5. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died.
All right, now go to Genesis chapter 6, verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6 and verse 1. And it came to pass, when man began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
So who would these daughters be?
I can say,
Yeah.
the unrighteous seeds.
Yeah. The daughters of Cain. So there's many other children that's being born during all of this time. But there's a wicked seed though. It can't be no different than it is today. They're the ones they put on the pedestal because the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. So they chose them wives. This is where that stupid doctrine that don't make no sense at all about the giants being the result of the sons of God and the daughters of men. That don't make no sense.
Angels and men. Made
Oh
giants.
yeah,
Angels and men
yeah. They
made
say,
giants.
yeah, they say angels. These sons of God is the angels. Well, you do know angel just means messenger. It's just a messenger. Verse 3.
And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years.
Right. So when you're reading in chapter 5, it tells you, their lifespan was long, like you read in 5.
930
Yeah, 930 years.
Mm-hmm.
They lived a long time. But because of them being disobedient and taking wives from the wicked, we lost that lifespan. That's talking about us. That would be us today. Verse 4.
Verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, and the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown.
So, no, go ahead. Read one more verse.
And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Right. So the earth is now full of wickedness. Cain killed his brother, and then he builded him a city, and he having offspring, and now the earth is just full of wickedness. Just full of wickedness. Matter of fact, it said evil continually. Oh, give me verse 11.
Verse 11. The earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence.
The earth was filled with violence. And this all started with who? Lamech. It was Cain. Cain's father first, then Lamech. Lamech took multiple wives. So marriage is already out of order. It's out of order. It's not how it was supposed to be from the beginning. Chapter 7. And I only got one verse. Let me see. Genesis 7 and... Oh. Hold on, let me check something. Yeah, chapter 7 and verse 13. That's the point I want to make.
The book of Genesis, chapter 7 and verse 13. In the selfsame day enter Noah, and Shem, and Ham, and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them into the ark.
Right. So each of them had a wife, one wife. And out of the holy lineage, it went to Shem. But still, this holy lineage is with Noah. And he raised it tell you he was what verse it said? Chapter 6 and verse 9 says, these are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations. And Noah walked with God. So Noah raised his sons the right way. They had what? Each of them had one wife. He had one wife. Chapter 8 and verse 18. Kind of just skipping through some of this stuff.
The book of Genesis, chapter 8 and verse 13.
Oh,
You said 13?
13?
I'm sorry.
18.
18, sorry. And Noah went forth, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with him.
In verse 21, I believe. Hold on. Yeah, verse 21.
Verse 21. And the Lord smelled a sweet savor. And the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake. For the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more everything living as I have done.
Right, so at the end, so when they got off the ark, the point I wanted to make, they got off and their wives with them. Each one of them had one wife. And what do you think is going to happen again? In the process of time, everything will go back to being wicked, especially after Esau born. Chapter 9 and verse 1. Yeah. 9 and verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 9 and verse 1. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth.
So you know why I wanted this, like, to go through that stuff and then hit this verse right here? Is because you'll have some brothers that say, oh, a lot of people going to get destroyed from off the earth, and we need to replenish the nation. The Lord don't need, he don't need, what's the rush?
He don't need you having 20 wives.
Yeah, he don't need us having a bunch of wives and a bunch of children. For what? Hold on, I haven't thought about this scripture in a long time. The Apocrypha real quick. If I'm not mistaken, it's Sirach 28. No, it's not 28. Hold tight.
What you looking for?
I don't want to give it away if I say it out loud. I don't want to give it away. I'll find it. Chapter 16. Sirach chapter 16, verse 1 through 4. Listen, because that's good. The Lord don't need us to make a whole bunch of kids. He don't need that, because He said with one He'll replenish a whole city. You want righteous children. The Lord lives forever. What's the hurry? What's the rush? There is none. Go ahead, read that.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 16 and verse 1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons.
Right.
Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them.
Except the fear of the Lord be with them. Don't rejoice in them. Numbers don't mean nothing.
Trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude. For one that is just is better than 1,000.
Damn.
And better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly.
Damn. Because to have those ungodly is no purpose in it. What profit is it?
For by one that hath understanding shall the city be replenished, but the kindred of the wicked shall speedily become desolate.
Become desolate and be forgotten. He can replenish with one. Everything started from Adam and Eve. We don't see nowhere where the Lord was in a hurry. Look at how long did Isaac was not Isaac. Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac was born. And when did the Lord give him that promise? When he was 75 years old. 25 years, he ain't in no hurry. Everything done in his time. Genesis 11. Genesis 11 and verse 29.
The book of Genesis, chapter 11 and verse 29. And Abram and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife, Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah and the daughter of Iscah.
Verse 30.
But Sarai was barren. She had no child.
Right, so she was barren. She was barren. She was barren. Chapter 12 and verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 12 and verse 1. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee.
Mm-hmm.
And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing.
So this is the promise. This is, when Abram was 75 years old, right? This is when he got that promise right there. You read verse 3.
And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curseth thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed.
Right. In thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. So this is the prophecy of Christ. So they know that a seed is coming. Abram knows and Sarai knows that a seed is coming. That God have promised them this seed now. Now Abraham believed, and it was imputed to him for righteousness.
Says,
Christians love that.
Faith
See?
wrought with works.
Right. So, chapter 16, start at verse 1.
The book
I'm
of
gonna
Genesis.
give you a little bonus on this, yeah.
The book of Genesis, chapter 16, and verse 1. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar.
Uh-oh.
And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai.
So Sarai said that the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. Which, that's very wise of her to say that. But
Yeah,
then why would you go and tell your husband to go lay with your handmaid to raise up seed? Verse 3.
And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her handmaid the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife.
Right, it says to be his wife, but that just means concubine, yeah. To have a child with her. Go ahead, verse 5.
And he went.
4. Was that 4?
No, that was 3. And he went into Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes.
So now that she's pregnant, now she despises her mistress. Out of order. It's out of order. And then out of this comes who? Ishmael. Comes Ishmael. And they over there in the so-called Middle East or West Asia, they over there wilding out. But Esau wilder than they are, though. Anyway, so this was the will of Sarai. This is not what the Lord said. You got to do it on his time. Give me John 1. Let me show you this REA because of, the conversations you be having with people. Give me verse 12 and 13.
The book of St. John, chapter 1 and verse 12. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name.
Right, even to them that believe on his name, right? Go ahead.
With 1
John
John 12. Now we're reading 13. Which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God.
So what's that talking about? Because they'll come here and say, see, it ain't about your flesh and your blood, if you're a Jew or if you're an Israelite or not. It's not. That's not what it's talking about. Because what Sarah did was self-willed. And Abraham listened to her. That was his blood and it was his seed, but that won't the promise. It's the will of God. The Lord told him in chapter 12 that he was going to give him a seed. And in time, he gave him that seed, and that seed was Isaac. It was not their will. It was not the will of man, not the will of the flesh, but it was the will of God. Isaac was the will of God. That was the promise. I don't know why they just try to find any scripture to try to prove that that weak doctrine they got. Yeah, that weak doctrine. Chapter 17, Genesis 17 and verse 15.
The book of Genesis, chapter 17 and verse 15. And God said unto Abraham, As for Sarai thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be.
Right, so the covenant has been established with Abraham and Sarah too. That's why their names got changed. But she has yet to even get pregnant with Isaac. So go ahead.
And I will bless her, and give thee a son also of her. Yeah, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of peoples shall be of her.
Go ahead.
Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, Shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah, that is 90 years old, bear?
Right, so It's 17,
And 17.
15, 16, and 17. So this is the Lord is now time for the promise. It's now time for it to come to pass. All they had to do was be patient. He made that promise. You don't think he's not gonna live up to it? He's not a man that he should lie. But he's doing stuff in his own time, and that's a huge point. He's doing it in his time, not when somebody else wants it done, or not when you want it. Like I don't want to die, but I ain't got no control over that. We don't have no control over it. Our bodies aren't ours. Our spirit isn't even ours. It belongs to the Lord. Read the next verse. Yeah,
And Abraham said unto God, "Oh, that Ishmael might live before thee."
Yeah, Ishmael's already born. Go ahead.
And God said, "Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him."
That's the promised seed. This is what he said he was going to do all the way back in Genesis 12. And he's going to live up to it. He's going to do what he said he's going to do. And you better believe him too. Go ahead.
"And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation.
Mm-hmm.
But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year."
Right. So you know, later on, when you get to the New Testament, like Paul goes over this, and he's saying it's an allegory for like the old covenant and the new covenant. You know, the Lord allowed this stuff to happen, but that's not. He does not need us to have a bunch of wives to have a bunch of children. For what? There's no. If you just sit back and think of how the earth has gotten to be as wicked as it is now, or how it got to be wicked in the day of Noah, that's over the course of time, because you have people living hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, and over time, the whole entire earth is wicked. So in order for the earth to be righteous, you have to start with the family unit, and they have to raise righteous children, a righteous seed. And then you have to build upon that seed. If you're just having children just to have them, you're in trouble. What good is going to come out of that? They have to be raised right. The Lord has to teach us. Like he's going to come and teach us face to face how to be righteous and how he wants things done on this earth. Which goes back, hit Genesis 1 real quick. I don't think people be getting this. Verse 1 and verse 2.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 1. "In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and the earth was without form and void."
The earth was without form and void, and it is to this day. There's complete order in the heavens. Where the Father is, where Christ is, where the angels is, it's complete order. On earth, no, it's without form and void. And it's going to be established soon.
"And darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters."
Yeah, you can drop that. Genesis 25. Unless you want to pull something.
I was looking at the notes they had in here.
Genesis 25 and verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 1. "Then again, Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah.
Mm-hmm.
And she bare him Zimran, and Jokshan, and Medan, and Midian, and Ishbak, and Shuha. And Jokshan begat Sheba, and Dedan. And the sons of Dedan were Ashurim, and Letushim, and Leamim. And the sons of Midian, and Ephah, and Epher, and Hanok, and Abide, and Ilda. All these were the children of Keturah."
These were the children of Keturah. Where was Sarah?
sent to the father.
Yeah, Sarah was gone. She passed. She passed away. After she died, after she died, he took him another wife, and then he had all these children. Verse 5.
Verse 5. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac.
So he gave all that he had unto Isaac. He was that promised seed. The rest of these children, including Ishmael, are the children of the flesh. They're not the children of the promise. Verse 6.
But unto the sons of the concubines, which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts, and sent them away from Isaac his son, while he yet lived, eastward and unto the east country.
So how many wives did Abraham have?
2, but not at the same time. Well,
No, Roy, don't back up. No, that's an excellent point. That's the whole point. That's the whole point coming here. He had 2 wives in his lifetime. When we get to the law, we're gonna remind me of this. We're gonna come back to this because there's a lot of stuff brothers be using. They use it the wrong way. They're using it out of lust. Genesis 26 and verse. I just want 2 verses, 34 and 35.
the book of Genesis, chapter 26 and verse 34. And Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beri, the Hittite, and Beshemath, the daughter of Elon, the Hittite.
So he took 2 Hittite wives. This is Esau, right? Don't our people be going around talking about how wicked Esau is, right? But once again, this is the wicked lineage getting multiple wives. Read next verse.
Which were a grief of mine unto Isaac and to Rebekah.
You know, when you get to Hebrews and it said that he was a profane fornicator, it's talking about this. He took wives that he wasn't supposed to take. Chapter 28? Yep, chapter 28 and verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 28 and verse 1. And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said unto him, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan.
Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. But what did Esau do? And he jumped the gun. Even before his father died, he jumped the gun. Well, before he got the blessing, he jumped the gun. Yeah. Verse 7, 28 and 7.
The book of Genesis, chapter 28 and verse 7. And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother, and was gone to Paddan Aram.
Mm-hmm.
And Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac his father, then went Esau unto Ishmael, and took unto the wives which he had Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nabajoth, to be his wife.
So he went and got another one. He went and got a third. Esau went and got a third wife. Genesis 29 and 16. Meanwhile, this is not how things were at the beginning. At the beginning, the Lord gave Eve to Adam. That's how it's supposed to be. That's what the marriage is supposed to be. What God has put together.
The book of Genesis, chapter 29 and verse 16. And Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Keep going.
Hold on. Oh, I was looking at verse 1. My bad. You can read 17 too. Then we're going to jump.
Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored.
Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. I mean, she had a pretty face, and she was well-favored. You know what that means. No, I said she was tender-eyed. That means she was good-looking.
I thought that tender eye meant she was ugly.
No. No, she tender on your eyes.
See, he's a little too young. Bobby Brown, a little tenderoni.
Think about a Roni. But no, beautiful and well favored. That well favored means she had a body to go along with it. But hey, you reading that she was an idolater. She the one stole the idols from her daddy. Verse 20.
Verse 20. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had to her.
So he done made an agreement with him to be given his daughter, and so the agreement is he's going to work 7 years for that. Verse 25.
Verse 25. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, what is this thou hast done unto me?
Like, yo, what have you done to me, man? I done worked 7 years for Rachel, and I wake up next to Leah? It ain't like you can't give her back now.
Did I not serve with thee for Rachel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me?
Yeah, he beguiled him. He tricked him. Verse 27.
Verse 27. Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years.
So he got to work 7 more years to get Rachel, and he willing to do it. That's the one he wanted. That's the wife he wanted. So you can't, man. Don't go to Jacob trying to say, "Oh, it's okay to have multiple." He got tricked. This man worked 7 years. You just see something that you like, you want to lay with, and you want that gratification. He worked 7 years for one. Come on, man.
Wedding night crazy.
The goal is to make it into the kingdom. What you saying?
Set wedding night crazy 7 years.
Yeah. Verse. Oh, keep going. We're gonna read down to 29. You at 28 now.
All right, 28. And Jacob did so and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also.
Right. So he gave both of them, and then both of them had handmaids. They both had handmaids, and just like Sarah, they both said, "Take my handmaid, go into my handmaid, and give me children." You know, Jacob didn't say, Leah, what's up with your handmaid? He didn't do that. They did that. Those women said, take my maid and go in unto them and bring forth seed.
And my God didn't say no.
Yeah, he didn't say no. You're right. You're right.
He didn't say no. What's so crazy word?
All right. Now Exodus 20. That's how this stuff, you know, it came to be. We're looking at this stuff. We start at the beginning of how it's supposed to be. Things now are not the way that it's supposed to be. Let me see. Now, why I got this?
Which one? 17?
Oh. No, Exodus 20. Let's go to Exodus 20. I think I got the wrong verse. I want 10. For some reason I got 9, but I might have just guessed at it. I want verse 10. Exodus 20 and
go together.
verse 10.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 10. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
So you see it says manservant and maidservant. This is what we're about to get into. This is the next little portion of the class. Because brothers be using scriptures that do not mean what they think it means. Manservant and maidservant. chapter 21 and verse 1.
The book of
Y'all know
Exodus.
this famous chapter here.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 1. Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them.
These are judgments. Go ahead.
If thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing.
So this is about a Hebrew servant, your manservant and your maid servant. So if you buy a servant, then it said a man shall go out after 6 years. He served 6 years. In the 7th year, he go out free for nothing. Meaning what? He has worked and he does not have to give you money. He does not have to pay you back. That's what we're getting into here. This is what this is about. This is not about, oh, I decide I want to have a wife. Oh, I decide I want to have another wife. This is not about that. This is about your manservant and your maid servant, your Hebrew servant. Verse 3.
If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself.
Mm-hmm.
If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him.
Right. So if he came in by himself, because you got different situations, and it's going to be covered right here. He came in by himself, he go out by himself. If he got a family, he come in with him and he leave with them. Go ahead.
If his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself.
Right. He got to go out by himself, but they are the property of the
Master.
the master. Right. Go ahead.
And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free.
I will not go out free. Go ahead.
Then the master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost. And his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever.
And this is done in front of the judges so that there's record of this. That's how we're supposed to operate. Now, verse 7, it switches up.
And if a man sell his daughter to be a maid servant,
If a man sell his daughter to be a maid servant, go ahead.
she shall not go out as the men servants do.
So at the end of 6 years, in that 7th year, she does not go out. Right, she does not go out by herself. What would have to happen?
She had to be married or back to her father.
Leviticus 25. And just give me verse 48
The book of Leviticus, chapter
and 49.
25 and verse 48. After that he is sold, he may be redeemed again, and one of his brethren may redeem him.
So what does redeem mean? Yeah, to buy back. So she can be bought. She can be bought out of it. She can be bought back. Verse 49.
Either his uncle or his uncle's son may redeem him, or any that is nigh of kin unto him of his family may redeem him, or if he be able, he may redeem himself.
Right. Somebody near of kin can buy him back. Back to Exodus 21. So, she shall not go out as the men servants do. So the men servants can go out free, but why wouldn't you want women to go out free?
Well, that's what it leads to, because they don't have, like the scripture said, where there's no hedge, there's no protection. She has to have a lead.
She's got to have a head. So they're always supposed to be underneath a man, always. In some form or fashion. That's why we say, like single sisters that don't have nobody, they have the elders of the congregation. Verse 8.
Verse 8, the book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 8. If she please not her master, who hath betrothed her to himself.
Hold on. So this master has betrothed her he's betrothed this servant to himself. Right? Go ahead.
Then shall he let her be redeemed.
So if she don't please him, then he's let her be redeemed, be brought back. But what has he done different?
Betrothed.
He has betrothed her, right? So he has betrothed her, saying, "I'm going to marry you." Go ahead.
To sell her unto a strange nation, he shall have no power, seeing he hath dealt deceitfully with her.
So how did he deal deceitfully with her? No, I don't say that. Right.
He ain't keep his promise.
He ain't marrying her. He's not marrying her. You don't see consummation nowhere in this either. Verse 9.
And if he have betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters.
So remember, this is all about your servant, this servant woman that you have bought. That's what this is about.
This is where it get blur the lines.
Yeah. Now give me trying to think of what I titled it. It might just be I called it wife. Yeah, I labeled it wife. Put that on the screen. Well, because I want people to see this. You probably can't see it, Stacy. There you go. See, it says, take him another wife. And right there where it say wife, there's nothing there because there is nothing there. They put wife right there. So if he take him another servant and betroth himself to this other servant, and you can drop that. Read verse 10.
If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish.
Now give me the next one, Arya. It's dang, I don't know what I call that either. We'll put it up. So this is when you look up duty of marriage. Yeah, when you look up duty of marriage in the blue letter, this is what it says. So this is just a situation where the translation itself is not. I mean, I guess they did the best they could. But read that, Roy.
Duty of marriage, cohabitation, conjugal rights. Onah, from an unused root apparently meaning to dwell together. Sexual cohabitation, duty of marriage.
So these are the things they have it translated as, but they are not married. So it's not conjugal rights. It's not duty of marriage, meaning having sex. It's about living. If he's not providing her a place to live, clothing, and what's the other one? Her food, her raiment, and her place to stay, shall he not diminish if he take another one. Verse 12. Oh, verse 11. My bad.
Verse 11. And if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money.
So if he stops taking care of her, then she can leave without money. She doesn't have to, you don't have to pay for her to redeem her.
And it would go against our laws to lay down with her and then send her out. She wouldn't be able to lay down with anybody else lawfully.
Right. So the way it's been used does not make any sense. Yeah. It's about how you deal with her when you have purchased her, and it's time for her to go. But what he did, he done betrothed her, tricking her to keep her longer.
It would just cause whoredom. Like, prostitute not thy daughters. Like, all these things will go against our law repeatedly if this is the understanding how they try to use it.
Right, it does not make sense. And then how is it a judgment? This is telling you how you're supposed to deal with your matters anyway. It's not saying anything about it's okay for you to take another wife. It's not.
Hebrew servant.
Yeah, this is how you're supposed to deal with your Hebrew servant. Now, Deuteronomy 21. Woo. Here's another one. and verse. Yeah, this goes back to Abraham. Because remember, all these commandments, you can see them happening when you're reading in the book of Genesis and Exodus and Number. You see all kinds of situations. Verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy.
Hold on. Start at 10. We got to read this part too. So when we get to the New Testament, I want y'all to pick up on something.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21 and verse 10. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord thy God have delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and hast a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. Then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head, and pare her nails, and she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife.
So according to Deuteronomy 7 and 3, is this lawful?
No. Not from another nation.
So why do you think Moses is writing this?
Probably something they was dealing with all the time with their soldiers.
Remember this when we get to the New Testament, when we deal with Christ. Read the next verse.
And it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go whither she will. But thou shalt not sell her at all for money. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her.
That's a good law. Now, verse 15. Now, this is dealing with the main topic. When we hit the New Testament, though, y'all remember that about them taking a beautiful woman captive.
Verse 15. If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, if the firstborn son be hers that was hated.
So a man have two wives, one beloved and one hated. Does it say you had the wives at the same time?
Mm-mm.
It's another one of them scriptures, man. It's another one of them scriptures. This is not giving you permission to have multiple wives. Next verse.
Then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn.
So let me ask you this.
That would be like Abraham giving his inheritance to his second set of kids with the wives.
But when did he do it?
I'm saying that was like taking Isaac's blessing and giving it to his future kids.
So, but here's the point I'm trying to make right here. When do you give the inheritance to your sons?
Before you pass.
Right. So this ain't talking about multiple wives. This is talking about over the course of your life. You have had a child with a wife that you love, and you had a child with a wife that you hated. Doesn't mean you had them at the same time. Now you're old and you're ready to give up the ghost, and you give the blessing. Genesis 49. I bet you I got it. Yep, I sure do. Got it in my notes. Genesis 49. And verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
Verse 2.
Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father.
Right, so he's calling them together to give them their blessing and tell them what's going to happen to them in the last day. Verse 33.
Verse 33. And when Jacob had made an end of commanding his sons, he gathered up his feet into the bed and yielded up the ghost, and was gathered unto his people.
So after he gave a blessing, he died. This is not talk, because so what we're talking about in Deuteronomy is when it's time for you to give the blessings to your sons. It's not talking about you're having multiple wives. Literally, this is the context of what we're reading. And I get it, because when you first reintroduced into the commandments, we have no idea what the commandments are about. So over the process of time, the water or the understanding grows higher and higher and higher. You can see this was formulated a long time ago, when brothers was new into the truth, and they looked at this and, okay, oh yeah, I see it. But that's not what it's talking about. Deuteronomy 21, verse 17.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21 and verse 17. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn, by giving him a double portion for all that he had. For he is the beginning of his strength. The right of the firstborn is his.
Right. So whether you had a wife beloved or a wife hated, suppose you had one wife, then what? So this is a scenario. Give me I can't leave this out. Genesis 27 with Isaac. Just to make the point. Isaac only had he only had one wife, but here's the point. Verse Genesis 27. And verse 16.
The book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 16.
Oh, no, give me verse 1.
Verse 1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here I am.
Right, so Isaac he's so old now, he's ready to die. He can't even see. He can't even make out who his sons are anymore. So he's about ready to give up the ghost. And this is when they come. He's about to give the blessing. So ain't nobody giving the blessing when they, 35 years old and the kid's just born, or the kid might be 5, 6, 7 years old. It's not what it's talking about. That's the context of Deuteronomy 21 right there. Now, Deuteronomy chapter 24. Oh. In verse 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 24 and verse 1. When a man hath taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he hath found some uncleanness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement, and give it in her hand, and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. And if the latter husband hate her, and write her a bill of divorcement, and give it in her hand, and send her out of his house, or if it the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife, her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife. After that, she is defiled. For that is an abomination before the Lord. And thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance.
So either one of these, suppose either one of these husbands that hated her had a child by her. Then that would be what? The child of the wife that was hated. That's simple. That's simple. Who knows what could have happened? But for whatever reason, and they're not together anymore. Because really, and this is another, okay? This is another one, just like being able to take a woman after you in the war. This is something else that Moses wrote. Write her a bill of divorce because he found some uncleanness in her. Like, is this the way it's supposed to be? That's the point. That's the point. This is not the way it's supposed to be. Isaiah chapter 3. It's the heavy one. What time is it?
6:26.
Let me take a quick break. Give me a short song, and then we're going to come back and do Isaiah. We're going to touch Isaiah 3, 4, and 5 for the context of this right here. Yeah, give us a quick song. We'll take a quick break.
Keep my commandments. New mercies every day. That's what the scriptures say. But that doesn't mean continue to live this way. A righteous man falls down and gets back up again. But the wicked shall fall again and again. You know you got to keep God's commandments. Keep my commandments. That's what he said. Do what's right, or you'll be fighting for your life. God's commandments is the whole duty of man. It's the whole duty of man. New mercies fall upon us every day. That's what the scriptures say. But that doesn't mean that we can continue to live our lives this way. That's what he said. Ye are children tossed to and fro by winds of false doctrine. That's where you go. 5%ers, Islam, Kemet, Christianity, or Christian insanity. Come back to your God, Israel. For it has been made manifest to us what is pleasing to our Elohim. Keep my commandments. That's what he said. Do what's right, or you'll be fighting for your life. God's commandments is the whole duty of man. It's the whole duty of man. I love y'all, Israel.
All right, we're back. We're going to jump right into Isaiah. The main part is going to be Isaiah 4. But we got to read Isaiah 3 leading up to it. So, just as a precursor, what we're going into is about how the southern kingdom is going to be carried into Babylon as punishment. So we're going to touch chapter 3, chapter 4, and chapter 5, just to prove that point. So let's start with Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 1. For behold, the Lord of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water.
Now keep this in mind. The Lord is going to take away the stay and staff, the whole stay of bread, and the whole stay of water. Go ahead.
The mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50 and the honorable man and the counselor and the cunning artificer and the eloquent orator.
So this is what the Lord is going to take away. He's going to take away the bread. He's going to take away the water. He's going to take away the mighty men of war, the judges, the prophets, the prudent, the ancient, the captains, the counselor. So all the people that rule over the people and keep everything in order. He's going to take away all of these men. Go ahead. Verse 4.
And I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them.
It's kind of what you see now amongst our people. So this is what he's going to do. Right? This is talking about going into the Babylonian captivity. Verse 5.
And the people shall be oppressed, every one by another, and every one by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. When a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, Thou hast clothing, be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand.
So when a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, Thou hast clothing, be thou our ruler. Be our ruler. Let this ruin be under thy hand. So when all of these people are taken away, then these men are going to say to whoever's left, be the ruler over us. Read it again.
When a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, Thou hast clothing.
Thou hast clothing.
Be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand.
So they're taking hold of him to be their ruler. Go ahead.
In that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be an healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing.
Neither bread nor clothing.
Make me not a ruler of the people.
Make me not a ruler of the people. So taking hold of him, and the bread and the water and the clothing is about making him the ruler of the people, or being the ruler over the people. Because not everybody didn't get carried away into Babylon. You had certain brothers and sisters that stayed behind. Let me give you an example. As Jeremiah 1. Not Jeremiah. Nehemiah. Nehemiah chapter 1. That's before. I'm tripping. Let me make sure that's it. Yeah, give me 1 through 3.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 1, verse 1. The words of Nehemiah, the son of Hakaliah. And it came to pass in the month Chislu, in the 20th year, as I was in Shushan, the palace, that Hanani, one of my brethren, came, he and certain men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped, which were left of the captivity concerning Jerusalem.
So he left of the captivity. When the Babylonians came and took us, there was a remnant left behind. Go ahead.
And they said unto me, the remnant that are left of the captivity therein provinces are in great affliction and reproach. The wall of Jerusalem also is broken down.
Hold on. In great affliction and reproach. Go ahead.
The wall of Jerusalem also is broken down, and the gates thereof are burned with fire.
Right. You can drop that. Go back to Isaiah 3. Somebody else that was left in the provinces is Habakkuk. That's in, what is it? Is it the 3 holy children? Hold on. I think I had it, and then I decided I wasn't going to use it. It's in Bell and the Dragon.
What page is that?
195 in the Apocrypha. And start at verse 33. This is when Daniel was in the lion's den. And the Lord sent him Habakkuk.
What verse?
33.
History of Bel and the Dragon, verse 33. Now there was a Jurian prophet called Habakkuk, who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl, and was going into the field for it to bring it to the reapers.
Mm-hmm.
But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, Go, carry the dinner thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den.
So he's left. He remained from the captivity. He didn't get carried away into Babylon. Go ahead.
And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon, neither do I know where the den is.
Mm-hmm.
Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown, and bare him by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency of his spirit set him in Babylon over the den.
Mm-hmm.
And Habakkuk cried, saying, O Daniel, Daniel, take the dinner which God hath sent thee. Started at verse 33.
Oh, 30.
And Daniel said, Thou hast remembered me, O God, neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee. So Daniel arose and did eat. And the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately.
Damn.
I remember Mosiah pulled that out, man.
So there's a remnant.
Crazy.
There's always a remnant. What was you going to say?
Nah, I just remember when I first came across that. Talking about time travel and being able, the Lord be able to sustain Daniel while he was in the lion's den.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's also somewhere else that he was in there more than one night, right? It was.
Yeah, he was in there for days.
Yeah.
The king was happy to see that he was all right, and then he had other dudes put to death. Oh yeah, yeah.
For a little while.
Verse Isaiah 3 and 7.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 7. In that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be an healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people.
Right. So you're going the same language is used here in chapter 3 that's used in chapter 4. And once again, you're going to see it's not talking about marriage. This one's talking about being a ruler over the people. All the mighty men going to be taken away. Verse 8.
For Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord, to provoke the eyes of his glory.
Right. Like everything else that happens to us is because we have provoked the Lord to anger. Come on.
The show of their countenance doeth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
Right. So by our wickedness, we have rewarded evil unto ourselves. You know, and when they say they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. What does that mean? Take a wild guess. A lot of times you get brothers, like, when they're talking about homosexuality, they'll come to this verse and be like, they hide it. They declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. But what does that really mean?
No shame.
Elaborate.
I mean, they were proud in that lifestyle. Like, they had no repentance. They even try to get an angel.
Genesis 19. Start at 3.
The book of Genesis, chapter 19 and verse 3. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him and entered into his house. And he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat.
Mm-hmm.
But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came in thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them.
So they can't, like Roy was saying, like they want no shame in their game. They came boldly to the door. They ain't trying to hide their what they are. They did it boldly. Tell them come out here so we can know them. Man, right? We're not trying to hide what they was doing. That's what this is talking about. It's not talking about homosexuals. It's just talking about how they did not hide their sin. They was proud of what they was.
Verse 9, and they said, Stand back. And they said again, This one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them? And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door.
Damn. Yeah, not trying to hide it. Back to Isaiah 3. So our people just sinning, not trying to hide it, just sinning out in the open. They declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Verse 10, Isaiah 3 and 10.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 10. Say ye to the righteous, that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with them, for the reward of his hand shall be given him.
So when the Lord has the Babylonians come to destroy, if you wicked, be afraid. That's how the Lord operate. You know, there's something else I had thought about putting in, but I decided not to, is Ezekiel chapter 9. When the man with the inkhorn, and he's instructing the angels what to do, telling the angels, kill this person, don't kill that person. Only the ones with the mark in their forehead, don't touch them. Kill every damn body else, the men, women, and children. Ain't nothing happening that ain't supposed to be happening. The Lord is the one doing it. Woe unto the wicked. In Jeremiah, tell you, he appoints 4 kinds of terrors over us. Different ways for us to die or to go into captivity or whatever. To die from starvation. He do all these different things. Verse 12.
As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord standeth up to plead, and standeth to judge the people.
So pleading means for him to judge the people. Jump down to 16.
Verse 16. Moreover, the Lord saith, Because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks, and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. In that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their calls, their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments and legs, and the headbands and the tablets, and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle of rent, and instead of well set their baldness, and instead of a stomacher a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty.
So all of this is being done because of what? It's more than that. It got to be more than that, you know. But this is punishment because of the evil that Israel is doing. The mighty men, all the men, the leaders, they're gonna be taken away, and then the women, all of these things that women put their trust in and love, all that's gonna be taken away for our disobedience. Verse 25.
Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war.
See? So where the men gonna be? There's going to be a remnant left behind. Where the men going to be? Where the rulers going to be? The Lord said they're going to fall. They're going to fall. And even, what it said, read verse 6 again.
Verse 6. When a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, Thou hast clothing, be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand.
Right. So they're going to need, the remnant that's left, going to need a ruler. Is this dual prophecy? I can't tell. I can't tell. Because when we come out of this Babylon, Christ's going to be with us. Verse 26.
And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground.
Shall sit upon the ground. So we're going to be in a low estate. And then we read it in Jeremiah that we were oppressed, greatly oppressed. Now, Isaiah 4:1, this is where they come. Another place they come. Oh, there's going to be multiple wives in the kingdom. Howbeit, from the beginning, Adam and Eve was created. Adam had only one rib. He was given one wife. You don't see multiple wives till you get to Lamech. Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
So what is that talking about?
They need a lead. They need a head.
Yep, they need a head. Like he said, protection. They need a man over top of them to take away their reproach. And it says, matter of fact, when we read in Nehemiah 1 and verse 3, he said we were the remnant that is left behind. Oh, let me read it. Hold that thought, bro. I'll come right back to you. Because I hate to butcher stuff. So, and I'll read it myself. You hold that thought.
Okay.
Nehemiah 1 and 3. Yeah, Nehemiah 1 and 3. And they said unto me, The remnant that are left of the captivity, there in the provinces, are in great affliction and reproach. The wall of Jerusalem also is broken down, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. All right. What were you about to say?
We read it earlier in Exodus 21 and 10. If a man take another, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall not be diminished. So they understood the order and how the law was set up, because they were like, hey, we'll bring our own food and clothes. We just need habitation.
Need a head. Yeah.
Need that protection, like you said, to be in order.
Yeah, need a head. So it's using the same language that's
Right.
in chapter 3. Verse 2.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 4 and verse 2. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel.
Oh, I forgot to make a point in verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
It says 7 women shall take hold of one man. Where's marriage in that? Where does it say that they're going to, 7 women going to marry one man?
That's why I went back to Exodus 21.
Yeah, it doesn't.
As a Hebrew servant, you can take care of it. But it doesn't say they were, just like then, it doesn't say they were married to provide for them. Same thing here.
Yeah. 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So they need a ruler over them, a man over them, just like in chapter 3 and verse 6. Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 6. When a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, Thou hast clothing, be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand.
Right, be our ruler. Go ahead.
In that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be an healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people.
Yeah, make me not a ruler of the people. Now, 4 and 1 again.
The book of Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. All goes together. Man.
Yeah. Keep going. This is a short chapter.
In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy, every one, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion and upon her assemblies a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense. And there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a covert from storm and from rain.
So it's not talking about marriage.
It's talking about a leadership.
Right. It's talking about having a leader. It's not talking about marriage. Just another. I mean, it starts to. It's just the more you examine it, the more it falls apart. And this is about Israel being carried away into Babylon. Chapter 5 and verse 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 1. Now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved hath a vineyard in a very fruitful hill.
Mm-hmm.
And he fenced it, and gathered out the stones thereof, and planted it with the choicest vine, and built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a winepress therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes.
Right, he gave us everything we need, because the rulers are supposed to be cultivating the vineyard and the wine press. Like, you're supposed to be turning them grapes into wine, into the best wine. Go ahead. We did a class on that. Me and Aryeh did that, turning water into wine.
The wedding. I remember that class.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Down to the vessels. We have verse
4.
Verse 4.
Oh, no, 3.
Yeah, 3. And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard.
Mm-hmm.
What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes. And now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down.
Meaning Babylon's going to come and going to destroy Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And I would lay it waste. It shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. I will also command the clouds that they rain no more rain upon it.
You're going to take away the stay of the bread and the water. Like you said, verse 7.
For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold, oppression, for righteousness, but behold, a cry.
Jump down to 13.
Verse 13, therefore my people are gone into captivity, because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst.
This is how we know that hell is captivity. Because he said, my people are going into captivity. Verse 14.
Therefore hell hath enlarged herself.
So how did hell enlarge herself? By us going into captivity.
Therefore hell hath enlarged herself, and opened her mouth without measure, and their glory, and their multitude, and their pomp, and he that rejoiceth shall descend into it. And the mean man shall be brought down, and the mighty man shall be humbled, and the eyes of the lofty shall be humbled. But the Lord of hosts shall be exalted in judgment, and God that is holy shall be sanctified in righteousness.
Now jump to 20.
Verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil, that put darkness for light, and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes, and prudent in their own sight. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and men of strength to mingle strong drink, which justify the wicked for reward, and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him. Therefore, as the fire devoured the stubble, and the flame consumeth the chaff. So their root shall be rottenness, and their blossom shall go up as dust, because they have cast away the law of the Lord of hosts, and despised the word of the Holy One of Israel.
So he's giving us, matter of fact, since chapter 3, he's been giving us the reasons why we're going into captivity, why we're going into Babylon. Keep going.
Therefore is the anger of the Lord kindled against the people, against his people. And he that stretched forth his hand against them, and have smitten them, and the hills did tremble, and their carcasses were torn in the midst of the streets. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still.
So even though the Lord is the one that caused all of this calamity to come upon us, he caused it, but because of our own filthiness and our own wickedness, and we deserve it. But even though he caused it, he still has his arm stretched out still to Israel if we repent to take us back. He never ever said he's going to take the other nations back. He's going to take us back, redeem us, justify us.
This whole chapter with Romans 11.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Verse 26.
And he will lift up an ensign to the nations from far.
Same thing that's in Isaiah 11. He going to lift up an ensign, a standard to the nations where we're scattered at, to call us back.
And will hiss unto them from the end of the earth. And behold, they shall come with speed swiftly.
Right. We're going to return swiftly. Now, that's it for the Old Testament. Now let's go to Christ. I remember years ago when I was confused about this, I was just like, you know what? I said, you know what? The Lord going to have to tell me to take another wife. Because I ain't doing it unless he tell me to do it. And guess what? You're not going to see that in the New Testament. Mark, let's go straight to Mark chapter 10. Or should we let's go to Matthew 19. It's the same account. Some of them is worded just a little different. Matthew 19 and start at verse 3.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 3. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause?
Now hold on. We read Deuteronomy 24 and 1. And it said if a man finds some uncleanliness in his wife, he can put her away. So this is why they coming to him. Is it okay? Moses said it. Go ahead.
And he answered and said unto them, Have ye not read that which he made them at the beginning, made them male and female?
So he goes back to Genesis. He made them male and female. Go ahead.
And said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh.
So verbatim, he's saying what's written in Genesis. That those two should be one. Put the picture up, man. Put the picture up. Those two should be one flesh. It's Christ saying it. Christ is the creator anyway. He's the one that said it in the beginning. You don't think we're going back to the beginning? Why do you think we're going to have a world reset? It happened in the time of Noah, and it will, like I said on the movie Armageddon, it will happen again. It's going to be a reset. We're going back to the beginning. Go ahead.
Wherefore, they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore God hath joined together, let no man put asunder. They said unto him, Why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away?
So why did Moses write that? Why did Moses write, if you see a woman, you go to war and you see a beautiful woman among the captives? Why is this stuff written? They asking. You're going to try to pit him against the law. But he the master. Go ahead.
He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning it was not so. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is put away, doeth commit adultery.
So, according to Christ's words, either way is adultery. Either way is adultery. And so you have to ask yourself, why was this stuff allowed? It's written in the law of Moses. Why was it allowed? And as Christ said, because of the hardness of your heart. So you can't come and say, well, Jacob had multiple wives, or David had multiple wives. So did Lamech. So did Esau. But because the Lord winked at that ignorance and allowed it for a time, does not mean it's okay to do it today. You're not going to see, I don't see no prophecy of it in the kingdom. I'm sorry. I do not see Isaiah 4 as a prophecy of multiple wives in the kingdom. I don't see how you can have disorder in the kingdom, because everywhere you look at it is disorder. It's not what was ordained from the beginning. The way everything was thought of and set in order in a righteous way, so that there would be peace on the earth. Man, If you got multiple wives, you got multiple problems. And in levels. It's going to be with the women, and it's going to filter down to the children. I don't see, how do you get rid of it? I don't see no way you can get rid of it. Where we at?
Verse 10.
Yeah, read that.
His disciples say unto him, if the case of the man be so with his wife, it is not good to marry.
So there's so Christ telling them, when you get married, that's it. That's it. Your wife can be a stage 4 demon, causing all kinds of problems, being completely out of hand, and you can't put her away. The only way you can put her away is if she commit adultery on you. That's the only way. That's why they're saying, if that be the case, it's good not to marry. That's why they're saying that. Read verse 11.
But he said unto them, all men cannot receive this saying, save they to whom it is given.
Right. They're saying it's best not, if this is the case, it's best not to marry. And he's saying all men can't receive this understand. All men can't understand that it's maybe you shouldn't get married. Read that next one. Read verse 12.
For there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb.
So basically, they're saying to be a eunuch, which I think some of them were married anyway. I think Paul wasn't married. He might have been the only one that wasn't married. But they're saying, man, it's not good to marry. And he was like, some men can't receive this saying. You got some eunuchs that are born from the mother's womb, a eunuch. Go ahead.
And there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men. And there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake.
Right. Made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake.
He that is able to receive it, let him receive it.
Right. All men can't receive this. I don't think all men can receive that, you should have one wife. That's the way it was made. What would be the purpose for the Lord to make multiple wives?
Rebuilding.
To ordain it. Well, we read that.
Yeah.
It was Sirach 16.
No need to, ungodly children.
That's what you're going to have, a bunch of them, too. 1 Timothy 3. We hit this last week, but we're going to just hit a few random scriptures. 1 Timothy 3, verse 2.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 2.
Remember, this is Paul instructing Timothy how to set up the congregation.
A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach.
Now, why must he have one wife? Because that's the example. Now, I'm sure you got brothers that had more than one wife. But a bishop or a leader of the congregation, a ruler, they can't have multiple wives. That's not the example. And I know some people today that they run congregations and they got multiple wives. But that ain't my business. Go ahead. 3.
Verse 3. Not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous. One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity.
Right. One that ruleth well his own house. If you got multiple women, you got problems in your house. I don't care what people say. You know, you can be a good brother and you made that decision in haste, but still you got problems in your house. Even if you got one, you got problems in your house, man. You know, because there was a brother that was talking about how smooth everything goes in his house and put up a picture of him and his wives. And, we found out that wasn't true. That was not true. Matter of fact, the sister was dropping tracks about how wicked it was. She was dropping tracks. Was that verse 4?
Yes.
Yeah. Now verse jump down to 10.
12, okay. Verse 10, and let these also first be proved. Then let them use the office of a deacon, being found blameless.
Right. So you got to prove a deacon, and let him be found blameless. Right. Go
Even
ahead.
so, must their wives be grave, not slanderers, sober, faithful in all things.
So the deacons' wives are supposed to be in order too, just like anybody else that's a ruler in the church. You got to have your family in subjection. Go ahead.
Let the deacons be the husbands of one wife, ruling their children and their own houses well.
So it's the same thing. Anybody that's ruler, that's set up as a ruler over the congregation, they have to be a good example. It's just how it is. Titus, chapter 1 and verse 5.
The book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 5. For this cause left I thee in Crete, and that thou shouldest set in order the things that are wanting, and ordain elders in every city as I had appointed thee.
So see what he's writing to Titus about doing the same thing as with Timothy, setting up people in order over the congregation. All right. So ordain elders in every city.
Keep going.
Yep.
If any be blameless, the husband of one wife, having faithful children, not accused of riot or unruly.
Next one.
For a bishop must be blameless as the steward of God, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine, no striker, not given to filthy lucre, but a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, holy, temperate, holding fast the faithful word as he hath been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers.
So these are the requirements. And one of the requirements is being the husband of one wife. Chapter 2 and verse 11.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 11. For the grace of God that bringeth salvation have appeared to all men.
Yeah, you done heard this verse before.
Teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lust, we should live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world.
So why do you think I wanted verse 12?
Worldly lust?
Exactly. Teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lust, looking at women and wanting an extra wife, that's a worldly lust. That's lust, period. Trust me, your wife has enough personalities to meet your quota. She got one body, but she got multiple personalities. All right, I don't want no sisters inboxing me either. You know it's a joke. 1 Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 7 and 1.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7 and verse 1. Now concerning the things whereof you wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman.
There we go again, some wisdom.
Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband.
Own wife and own husband. Come on.
Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. The wife have not power of her own body, but the husband. And likewise also the husband have not power of his own body, but the wife. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time.
Except it be with consent for a time. And this is wisdom speaking. Go ahead.
That ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your
incontinency.
incontinency.
So for take some time for fasting and prayer, but outside of that, don't defraud each other, because you will allow Satan to come in. You will allow lust to come in and to grow, and it's not a good situation. You should be giving each other due benevolence, like it said up above. Go ahead.
But I speak this by permission and not of commandment.
That's why I say this is wisdom. This is wisdom coming from Paul. Go ahead.
For I would that all men were even as myself, but every man to have his proper gift of God, one after this manner, and another after that.
Right. So he himself, he did not deal with women. Go ahead.
I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I.
Yep. Unmarried and widows. Mm-hmm.
But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn.
Right. If you can't contain, get married, so that you're not in the midst of sin. All right, go ahead.
And unto the married, I command, yet not I, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband. And if she depart, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband. And let not the husband put away his wife.
Man, like this right here, this is a dual verse right here. So you can look at it. This is dealing with, a husband and a wife. And if she leave, she don't get married, right? Or she be reconciled to her husband. Now, you see this reconcile all throughout the letters in the New Testament. Who's going to be reconciled to Christ?
Yeah.
If you ain't never, ever dealt with him, if he ain't never dealt with you, how you going to be reconciled to him? The covenant itself is a marriage. It's a marriage. It's a contract. So if you depart, like he departed from us, you can be reconciled unless you break wedlock. Mm-hmm. And go lay with somebody else. Go ahead. 12. I think.
Yep, verse 12. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away.
Let him not put her away. So it's best, even if your spouse doesn't believe, it's best still to be with them. Then, because you're not meant to be with more than one person. It's where diseases and everything comes from. It's supposed to be with one person. Go ahead.
And the woman which have an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him.
Right. So if they're pleased to dwell, you stay with them. You stay with them. Go ahead.
For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy.
Man, that's a whole nother dynamic right there. The children, when you split up, man, that's a terrible thing. But go ahead.
But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart.
Mm-hmm.
A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God have called us to peace.
Right, because when somebody departs, they're gonna go and be with somebody else. It's just a matter. No matter what they say out their mouth, it's just a matter of time. They're gonna be with somebody else. That's why when, like Christ said, if you put away your wife, you cause her to commit adultery, because like this is just the way that our bodies are made to desire a mate, and it's hard. It's hard. But all praises to the Father for sending Christ. I don't even want to talk about the stuff I done did. Your boy be walking. You don't see me doing nothing now, but in the past, no. No. I was wicked beyond measure. Where we at?
We just read 15.
Jump down to 25.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 25. Now concerning virgins, I have no commandment of the Lord, yet I give my judgment as one that hath obtained mercy of the Lord to be faithful.
What's a virgin? Yep, she older. She's an adult woman. She's old enough to be married. Go ahead.
I suppose, therefore, that this is good for the present distress. I say that it is good for a man so to be.
Mm-hmm.
Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loose. Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife. But, and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she have not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you.
So if you get married, you're going to have trouble in the flesh. Period. I don't care who you are, you're going to have trouble in the flesh. You know, if you're married for a long time, usually as you get older, things get, you get to know each other more and more, and things can be a little smoother, especially with men, because men, you gain wisdom over time, and you figure out, like, how to even respond. Like, yeah, I'm not trying to get this type of response. So I'm careful what I'm going to say right here. I'm just going to act like I didn't hear her. Where we at?
29.
Yeah, read 29, then we're going to skip again.
But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none.
Right, so even if you're married, that you have to spend this time teaching the gospel, pushing the gospel to our people. Damn, speaking of which, what time it? We got to hurry up. We're almost done. Verse 32.
Verse 32. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord.
So the reason I came here is because you got multiple wives. You're supposed to be taking care of them. You're supposed to be providing for them. So if you got a bunch of wives and you have to spend all your time taking care of them, their wants, their needs, their food, their clothing, their shelter, what time do you have for the Lord? What time do you have for your people to edify your people? Go ahead.
But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife.
Or wives. Even though it say wife here, let's, because this is the topic, how you caring for the Lord when you got to care for your wives. Go ahead.
There is difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman careth for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy, both in body and in spirit. But she that is married careth for the things of the world, how she may please her husband.
How she may please her husband. Now, brothers get mad. What's that thing they call with the women having multiple spouses? No, not swinger. It's something else. They got terms for everything. Yeah. Polyamory? Polyamorous. Always something, yo. Always something. Go ahead.
And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attend upon the Lord without distraction.
Right, and that's he's talking about with one wife, tending to the things of the Lord without distraction. So I couldn't imagine what it would be like to have multiple wives. Verse 39.
Verse 39. The wife is bound by the law as long as her husband liveth. But if her husband is dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in the Lord.
Right. When you go on, it's a huge topic. What is it, TikTok? You got brothers be on there every day talking about whether you can get married again and all this stuff. Verse 40.
But she is happier if she so abide after my judgment. And I think also that I have the Spirit of God.
Right. So he's saying that it's you're better for the Lord if you don't get married. But then again, at the same time, he said that I wish that the younger women would marry and raise children. So what do? Long as you do it the right way. 1 Corinthians 11, yeah. 1 Corinthians 11 and 1. I think we're going to close it out with this right here.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ.
Right.
Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ,
The head of every man is Christ.
and the head of the woman is the man,
Mm-hmm.
and the head of Christ is God.
Now, you can stop right there. You can stop right there. In that order, there's one husband, there's one wife, there's one Christ, and there's one Father. That's the God. Period. We got to get out to the street, so let's hit. Let's close out with Mark 10. And verse 5. Start verse 5.
The book of
Well,
Saint,
not start at 3. Start at 3.
the book of St. Mark, chapter 10 and verse 3. And he answered and said unto them, What did Moses command you? And they said, Moses suffered to write a bill of divorcement and to put her away. And Jesus answered and said unto them, For the hardness of your heart he wrote you this precept.
Right.
But from the beginning of the creation, God made them male and female.
Put the picture up.
For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. So then they are no more twain, but one flesh.
So these two shall become one flesh, and they're going and remain one flesh. No more two, but one flesh. Moses allowed it. He wrote it into the commandments. But as Christ is saying, it was not so. He allowed you to do that for the hardness of your heart. Go ahead.
What therefore God hath joined together, let not man put asunder. And in the house his disciples asked him again of the same matter.
Mm-hmm.
And he saith unto them, Whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another committeth adultery against her.
Right. Whoever put away their wife and marry another commits adultery. Damn. Go ahead.
And if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committeth adultery.
So either way, it would be adultery. Well, all praises to the Most High. I do not see what brothers see about multiple wives in the scriptures. I don't see it. These are situations, I think, that unfortunately they were looked at the wrong way. They're looked at with lust, which is what we're taught to have in this world. All you got to do is turn on anything that's run by electricity and you're going to see lust. The desires of the flesh, the things of this world. But no, marriage is you and a man and a woman becoming one flesh, following after the Lord and his example. So that's going to do it for class. I am Brother Jacob.
Brother Roy.
And RYA on OBS. And that's going to do it, y'all. Most High in Christ bless. Enjoy the rest of your Sabbath. We are out. We say shalom.
Shalom.